hello. Welcome to the B Nation podcast. How are you guys? How are you doing? Brand new episodes and another new season is here. But this time we are presenting you episode 1. Welcome to the 6th. We wanted to do something special here on the B Nation podcast. As you can see, we wanted to do a one-off video episode because we want to show you so much about this season, about season 6 of the B Nation podcast, that we cannot wait. But for now, Laura is here and she's bringing you one more season, the summer.
This is the 6th of the B Nation podcast. I'm giving you a warm welcome to a brand new season where we are introducing a brand new show. We are so excited to show you all the brand new content that we have for you. On episode 1, we are doing a video episode on thebnation.com. Our record of the week is Sweet Fever by Ferraro, Double Backs, and with Cooler, his new single, AJ Smith, is on the show.
Hi, I'm AJ Smith, and you're watching the B Nation podcast.
MERCI are our guest, and we are so thankful for presenting his song.
Hi, we're MERCI, and you're watching the B Nation podcast.
On this episode, we are premiering our new segment in the studio. Every week, we are discussing a hot topic related to the music industry with Tom Featherstone and a special guest. This week, we are discussing about songwriting with Josh BOGERT. And as always, we will bring you the best new music from around the world, only on the B Nation podcast.
We listen to the production of the show. Laura is part of the team, and my name is Miguel. Welcome to another season of the B Nation podcast. And if you want to submit your music for consideration, please send us an email to podcast@thebnation.com, podcast@thebnation.com. Guys, season 6 is gonna be full of surprises. The first one is that next Monday, Backstage is back with Tom Featherstone, and we have a lot of surprises on Backstage. I'm gonna announce the first one that is gonna happen because in October we're gonna have amazing guest hosts on Backstage of the B Nation podcast. We're gonna reveal the names of who is gonna be there this Friday. Now it's time to open the show, and we are doing it with a brand new segment. Now we are introducing the record of the week, and the first record of the week is called Sweet Fever, and it's by these guys that they were on the show last season, and they are called Ferraro. We're gonna hear a song right now that is called I Will Always Be There, that is part of Sweet Fever by Ferraro. So there we go, our record of the week. Ferraro, this is I Will Always Be There. Here with a band that they come from Washington, and it's a pleasure to have it here on the show because we started to play on the B Nation podcast their latest song that is called China Tiger, but now they are coming to present a new track that is out this Friday, and it's called Stallion. And so please welcome, we have MERCI. How are you guys?
Doing good.
How you doing? Well.
Introduced to all of them. So we have Justin, we have Nick, we have Jack, and we have Seth here on the show. Actually, this is very cool. How are you guys?
Doing real good.
Doing all right.
Doing real good. Happy to be here.
Yeah, welcome to the B Nation podcast. It's an absolutely pleasure to have you here on the show. I just want to, first of all, have a little bit introduction about the band, because you guys started to release music last year. The first song that came out, it was called Foolish Me. My first question is how you guys decided to obviously to start to release music last year, and obviously, what can you tell me a little bit more about how you guys joined together and obviously started to make music a little bit more, or the story for anyone out there that it doesn't know about MERCI's music.
Well, we've been playing together since 2000. Seth and I have been playing together since 2011 in high school. Mm-hmm. And as we've all known each other through the same county and school systems, and started just adding people to the band and start doing some small touring, some weekenders, growing, and then had the opportunity with Rise when we were working on new music, and were able to rebrand to just start a new project based on the kind of new sound. And we were working on the whole record during most of the pandemic and sitting on some of it. So it was just deciding on what made sense to start the release cycle. And Foolish Me was a song that we've had since before we even decided to do any of that. So it made sense as hey, we're still the same band, but this is our new sound. This is what we're doing. It's the same people we've been for a couple of years doing our thing.
Yeah, I believe that what a challenge to obviously to start to doing it through the pandemic, right?
To an extent,
easy.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't easy. It presented its own challenges, but I mean, with the delay of everything, trying to look on the positive side of things. It was nice to be able to take an extra beat and sit with all the stuff, or get a little extra time to record here or there.
Yeah, I can
definitely gave a fresh perspective on some stuff that we were doing. Helped us change course a bit, and I know I love what we came out of with the finished product.
Mm-hmm. No, totally. Like here, for example, on the show, on the last season, we managed to talk with a lot of songwriters and obviously producers that they were and artists that they were explaining me how challenging it was, because, for example, to have a songwriting session over Zoom, it was kind of awkward, because they were telling me how obviously the vibe that you can feel on a virtually on Zoom is not the same than when you are with that person in the room, And then they were explaining me as well, that this is the new future, this is the new normal, obviously for musicians and for artists, just because it's just the best way to connect with another musicians around the world, because and before it was actually impossible. Do you guys how it was for you guys, obviously to as you say, start making music during the pandemic? It was anything difficult that you had to upfront as a band?
Sorry to jump on this, but for me, we didn't do Zoom sessions or anything like that. When we were in the studio, we were limiting how many people would be in the studio at the time, and I think that was the biggest drawback for me. Is that, as the bass player, I want to know what Jack is doing and I want to know what Nick is doing. But, when Nick is recording guitar, I wasn't there. Or, picking which times you absolutely had to be there for was the tough part for me.
Yeah. Right.
We did have one of our producers, Sean Robinson, was on Zoom at his home studio, which was he really enjoyed that. It was allowed him to listen through his own system and get a different perspective on what we were doing, while also handling more of the programming and editing stuff while we were focused on getting other stuff for the record.
Great, fantastic. Guys, we're gonna start to talk about the singles, especially we're gonna play a little bit about your music videos. Later, we're gonna discuss about the new song that is called Stallion, that is coming out on October 8th. First of all, I want to talk about China Tiger, which is for me a great song, by the way. And obviously, I'm curious to ask you, what's the story behind this song? When did you write it, and what can you tell me about it?
Yeah, the song came together we were at the end of the demoing process and at the very beginning of the recording process. And I think Ben, our producer, or one of the producers, came to me and he was like, you guys just need a song that just totally kicks what right off the bat. Because we have a lot of these songs that are sort of slow builds, or they sort of start with a sort of softer intro, and then the band enters in after a couple, after a section. And so I don't know, when I was putting the demo together, I was just thinking Don Broco meets Dua Lipa, that was the mashup that I had in my head, with the really bombastic choruses and drums, and then these sort of lo-fi disco-y verses. And so then I was putting the demo together, and I had the chorus really locked in, and I had this China Tiger bumper sticker tagline that was all over the choruses, and I thought it was a really cool metaphor for the band and where we were at. And then, Colby came in and he came up with the verse melodies, and then I wrote lyrics on top of that, and the song just sort of came out of nowhere. It was one of those ones that was sort of, I felt like a lot of songs you have to really work for and dig for, and then other songs are sort of just handed to you. Hi, we're MERCI, and this is our latest single, China Tiger, on the B Nation podcast.
I've been banged in the knee, but it chasing rings is getting tiring, but I got one more to catch for you. Hey Slim, don't push me to my knees. I'm the savior of nothing, a dreamboat that leaves. No, 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 don't make me go all in tonight. But I guess I'm gonna try. China tiger in your fire. No, there ain't no running from this love, no hiding from this love, baby. So watch me play. China tiger in your fire. No, there ain't no running from this love, no hiding from this love, baby. So watch me play. So watch me play. Lay on the dash and recall why I'm broken. Sometimes it's hard to explain. When I see myself, sometimes I gotta look away. I gotta look away. I gotta look. China tiger in your fire. No, there ain't no running from this love, no hiding from this love, baby. So watch me play. China tiger in your fire.
We just like watch the music video for China Tiger, and we are here like talking to MERCI that we are connected with them straight from Washington to here to London, here on this premiere episode of the B Nation podcast. Guys, let's talk about right now another like of your tracks before getting into the new song that is called Stallion, and the track that we would like to discover here on the show is Never Coming Back, and I think like it's a fantastic song, by the way. Like, I'm actually, let me tell you, like, it's like, I always like when I come to the office in the morning to work, I have a personal playlist like where I'm actually like adding that the songs that for me that they mean something, you know. And I have that track for me myself. You know, like I actually have that track because like I really like it. Honestly, from the heart, I really like it. So I want to ask you a little bit more about when do you write that track and what can you tell me about the song?
Well, that's awesome that you like it so much. That means a lot. That song, like Foolish Me, like Nick was mentioning, was a much older song that was written, you know, before MERCI was even an idea and before we even, you know, before we signed or anything like that. It was written, I think 2017, we were going to go and do like a couple weeks on Warped Tour. And I don't want this to like spoil the meaning for anybody, but like from where I was at, like I just really didn't want to go on tour. Like I didn't want to go. And so I was like not getting used to the fact that I was never coming back, quite literally. Like I felt that I was about to begin this journey of, you know, completely dedicating my life like fully to the band, which I was ready to do, but there was like a little bittersweetness to that as well. So I guess on a more universal level, you could say the song's about like your willingness to commit fully to something, but just that part of you that wants to stay behind as well. You know, we're always 1 foot in, 1 foot out, so to speak, in the commitments in our lives. But yeah, that was just sort of like an honest expression of just that moment. But I felt like the lyrics became much more about, you know, picking your own path, especially like in your career and things like that.
No, definitely. What a great song, by the way. What a great song. We're gonna like watch right at the end of this interview about the music video of the track, a little bit of the music video of this track. But guys, I guess that right now like there is a hunger for live shows, right? Like, and actually I know that you have a few shows coming up, like that they're already like you know, like on agenda. What can you tell me about it? Like, what is how does it look like the rest of 2021 in terms of live performance? Is there any plans for obviously to doing shows in 2022 as well and tour on the works? Tell me a little bit more about it.
A lot of that. The only thing that we have announced right now is we're playing a hometown show with old friends, Sub Radio. Getting our feet wet, getting back into playing live shows. I think that's December 29th. but I know we're looking to be touring hopefully a good amount in 2022. I'm not entirely sure, but there is plans there to do something. We'll see.
Actually, for example, here in the UK, like everyone is like getting, like the vaccine and everything. Like I heard that they might put like mandatories like that, well, the vaccine passports to everybody. I'm not sure if this is something that it will be different for the music industry in terms of like, what I mean, that the requirement, what it means, the having as a requirement, a vaccine passport, but how you guys like see like like requirements like that. I'm not sure if they're in the US. I think like they actually they put it the same as in the UK, but it's something very difficult for live shows, right?
Yeah, from my understanding, they're requiring it of performers at like big Live Nation venues. I haven't heard any requirements for smaller venues.
There is in small venues too. It's city by city. Like I know DC has that. It's a negative test for 72 hours before, or a proof of vaccination, and I know that's happening like at tons of venues across the country.
I thought they were even doing it for like attendance.
And it's not because like people didn't get vaccinated, which I'm pretty sure that they are. They will. It's just like the actual proof. That to have with you the actual proof. That is like what for so many musicians here in the UK, like they were seeing like like as a not an issue. It's just like pretty much that like it could affect more to the live performance. Guys, what is the plan for in terms of music? Because you guys have like right now Stallion, which is a track that we're gonna talk right now. But is any plans? Are you guys working on an EP or like on a future record? Like, what is the plan music wise for 2021 and next year? Actually, you know what? Like, I just realized that I have to talk more about 2022 than 2021 because it's already October. So it's like more like next year talking wise. So what's the plan? Yeah.
I don't know what we can announce yet, but there's more music. I know it's vague, but I think that's what we can say. We're putting out Stallion. There's gonna be more after that. So
that's fine. That's great. But how soon will be an EP from now? Like soon, like late, or soon, like soon.
Somewhere in between.
Yeah, soon.
Right. I'm trying to try to get something. Like
too soon, not three soons.
Yeah, soon. Yeah,
not soon, just soon.
Yeah, no, like today's show that it's because like I always heard like, sorry, this is really random what I'm gonna say right now, but I heard like there is like a metric on that. It was like, I think it was Justin Bieber who said that, something like that. It was like, so you can announce releases for like that was a long time ago. That says how soon it is, soon, or soon late. But yeah. Anyway, it's just like we cannot wait to listen to hear like more music about from you guys. So Stallion, the new single. Tell me a little bit more about this track that is coming out on Friday. Why that particular name? Because I'm pretty sure that like a lot of people that they will have a reference with that international rapper, right?
Maybe I'm like live under a rock, so I don't know.
I don't want to say that obviously it has something to do, but like in a joke way, with a humor sense, that they will find like the reference with that international rapper. But I'm pretty sure that there's another good reason why like you guys wrote that track. What can you tell me about Stallion? What can you find about Stallion on that song?
Well, I think it was it's definitely apart from the rest of the songs that we've written for the record. I think aesthetically, and then also how it was written, I feel like it was also like an opportunity just because of the lyrical content to sort of let Colby and I's voices sort of carry the song in sort of like a dual narration. You know what I mean? I felt like we had sort of reached a point in the recording process and in the record where I was sort of just getting tired of listening to myself all the time, and I wanted to like mix it up a little bit. And so I had Colby come in and sing the verses, which I think sort of like breaks it up a little bit. And like the song is just like a breather in a lot of ways. or it's sort of like a release. And I think the lyrics also play into that sense of release insofar as it's this admission or this realization of, that, or this coming to terms with this desire to be independent from maybe another individual or a situation in your life. It's pretty up for interpretation, but yeah.
No, definitely. So Stallion's coming out this Friday, right? Do you guys work already on the music video of the song? Or are you plan to work on it?
So that one's just going to be a lyric video with a little visualizer element. There isn't going to be an accompanying video for that one.
Oh, fair enough. You guys have released amazing music video so far. Anyway, MERCI, we have Justin, Nick, Jack, and Seth. Thank you so much for being on the show. It has been an absolutely pleasure to have you here on the B Nation podcast.
Hi, we're MERCI, and this is our song "Never Coming Back" on the B Nation podcast.
I'm shallow, but I'm faithful. Checked my phone all night. Sent my prayers off to Graceland, but I got no reply. And they say hop a flight to Cali, where people live forever. And my dreams are filled with crowds that don't seem worth the effort. Dreams are filled with. Yeah, you told me not to worry, I won't feel a thing. Now I get what you mean, I get what you mean. I'm not getting used to the fact I'm never coming back. Yeah, Dina's got the moves, but I'm sick of wearing black. Not getting used to the fact I'm never coming back. If LA's made of dreams, honey, shake me away. I'd love to be your guy, but I'm low on smiles and pity. And I won't sing one more verse about dancing in the city. But that boom, it feels too fucking good to say no to. Where are we there? Yeah, I'm getting used to the fact I'm never coming back. Yeah, Dina's got the moves, but I'm sick of wearing black. Not getting used to the fact I'm never coming back. If LA's made of dreams, honey, shake me away. Shake me away. Shake me away. Shake me away. Yeah, you told me not to worry, I won't feel a thing. Now I get what you mean. Yeah, you said that it was nothing, it won't hurt a bit. Don't tell me I'm wrong. You heard what I said. I'm not getting used to the fact I'm never coming back. Yeah, Dina's got the moves, but I'm sick of wearing black. I'm not getting used to the fact I'm never coming back. If LA's made of dreams, shake me away.
Here we are in the studio. This is a new segment that we have here on the B Nation podcast. And it's a lovely pleasure to premiere this new segment of the show with a really good friend of us that we also invited here, Tom. And he is Josh Bogert. Josh, how are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Welcome back to the B Nation podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
A pleasure as always. Guys, we're going to talk about songwriting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And basically, I want you to tell me what you think about, based on your own personal experiences, I want to start by, by asking to you both, because what I like about you is you are exceptional songwriters, both of you, for me, my opinion, and I want to ask you, first of all, when it becomes from an idea, let's say right now, you just have an idea on a song, on a track, right? And then how do you feel that idea, it will become an actual song? Do you have many ideas that it is they be being left there on the drop, and they're not going anywhere. How did you actually like develop that an initial idea into an actual song? Who wants to start first?
Josh, I'd love you to start.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing your answer as well. But I mean, for me, I have a lot of probably ideas that just float through my head and that don't necessarily all get used. And that's for multiple reasons. One, I might have an idea at some point, and if I don't write it down because I'm busy or I don't have anything to write it down on, I'll forget about it. But more often what happens is I come up with an idea and I think, no, that's not good. so then I don't end up using it. But occasionally there's, an idea that comes across and I'm like, I have to use this. So I'll do everything I can to like grab my phone or a napkin or whatever it is and write it down. And then from there it's, I'll bring it into either a writing session with other songwriters, or I'll just sit down by myself in my studio and I'll write it out and put some melody and some chords to it. It's usually a lyrical idea first, but sometimes I'll just have like a melody as well, along with it in my head. So that makes it harder. I'll have to like find a corner if I'm out or something. I'll have to find a corner and like voice record it to make sure I don't remember the melody that I had. But yeah, it's different every time. But that's the general pattern.
What about you, Tom?
Man, I so relate with that. The amount of times I was working in a supermarket during the pandemic, and the amount of times I would get this melody in my head, and I'd be in the middle of stacking shelves, and I'd have to like whip my phone out and like record a voice note quickly, and I'm just sat there in the middle of an hour, being like, or something like that, like whatever it is. Lunatic. There's been.
I know it's so embarrassing if people are around because what's this guy doing?
I've been in toilet cubicles just to record, like before a gig or something like that, in toilet cubicles, like really trying to sing quietly into my phone so people don't think I'm like losing my mind while I was taking it down. It's always in the voice. Yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah, what do you guys think, for example, like that it will come first, like melody or lyrics first? Or like, for example, let's say that you have nothing, you start from the scratch, right? So what do you think, like, it will actually go more into a final song when you just go like first, like the potential lyrics that you want to use it, or the melody in general?
It sounds like what you were talking about earlier. It sounds like you get lyrics first. Am I right, Josh?
Yeah, normally it's lyrics first for me. Yeah, it'll be lyrics usually. And then it's either that or it's some sort of guitar line or synth melody or something that's outside of the vocal that comes first. But usually it's lyrics. It's usually like the title line. So what I want to call the song. And I actually have a list of just song titles that I want to use. And that's where most of the ideas start.
Oh, man, I do love that. A load of my last songs that I've just released started like that, but I haven't written like that in a while, and you've just reminded me I need to get back to doing that. Writing from a song title is such a good way of doing it. Like, just imagine on the next release, like, what's a cool title? Yeah, that's a cool way to like just get an idea going.
And you can get a lot of ideas from the title, right?
For sure, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, and I find it's the easiest too, because sometimes if I start, say, from the first verse, so it's the hardest. If I start from the beginning of the song and I try and write and I feel like it's going great, and then I'll reach the end of the chorus and I think I have to come up with a really good hook line, a really good title line here. But then there's so much pressure on it and then I can't come up with one that matches the rest of the song. It's so difficult. It's way easier to have that first and then build it out from there. I personally find, in my experience.
No, I hear that. I need to try. I need to get into that a bit more because I've stopped doing that for a bit. I've just been a bit wild at the moment. Like I just get, like I say, like I've just been having like melodies that I'm singing, obviously in toilet cubicles or in the middle of a supermarket, and then I've been building it out, which is giving me the issue of I'm like, what the hell do I call these songs? Because they're just a bit all over the place.
But then sometimes, the way that turns out is like you write the whole song and then the title can be a little bit more. I don't know, you can put a little bit more thought into like, okay, how can I make this, show the depth of the lyrics and melody that you've come up with. Like sometimes I've noticed a trend recently where the song titles aren't actually words that are in the song. Sometimes it's like the title is about the subject of the song, but it's not, you don't actually hear it in the song. So that sometimes happens. And I feel like that could be a cool thing as well.
Yeah, I need to experiment on that.
Yeah. Do you guys have like this feeling that of like having an idea like at 3 a.m. in the morning, 4 a.m. in the morning, and the idea was actually so good that the actual excitement didn't get you to sleep?
I've had that before. Have you, Josh?
I have to start writing it down, and I've definitely had this where like, or even when I'm trying to go to sleep, like when I first am trying to go to sleep, and then something will pop into my head, some sort of like lyric, and then I'll start writing it down, and then it's like I almost can't go to sleep until I've finished at least one section of it.
Yeah.
So I'll have like at least a placeholder for all the lines in the chorus, and then I'll do a little voice note, like literally in my bed, just like trying not to wake anybody else up, recording into my phone, and then I can go to sleep.
Yeah, same. I can remember one particular song that's coming on my next EP, which was like, I had to be up early for work. So I was like, right, we're getting to bed. And then it was about midnight and this idea came. And it's like the weirdest kind of creative mindset because I just went with it. And I had this whole song written out by about 2 a.m. I was like, I've got to be up in 4 hours.
Nice. That's rough.
Worth it.
Yeah, but I guess that the brain doesn't let you to go to sleep, right? It's something that it's just like
just kicks around,
physically and mentally, right? That doesn't let you to go to sleep until you know that it's actually done, right? Yeah. And guys, when do you like develop one song? My question is like, when did you feel that you actually like make the click? It says like, oh wow, this is gonna be really good for me. What was that moment? Or like, do you feel like, for example, do you actually make write some songs that you're like, okay, this is good. This is actually like really good song. But when do you feel that this is actually like gonna be so good for you? So, for example, like, when is that the moment that you feel that it's actually so good for you? Like when it's actually new in your, when it's actually, let's say that it's gonna develop into a new sound that you haven't like done before, or that's something that is different, or when you feel that, for example, that is gonna connect with people, that you have a feeling that you're gonna connect with people. What will be the right?
No, it's a good question. I understand the question.
I feel like it's different every time for me. It's like sometimes I know right away. Even before I start writing the song, I'm like, I know that this idea that I have in my head is gonna connect with people, and it's gonna be really sick if I do it properly. And then that almost puts more pressure on me. I'm like, I gotta make this good while I'm actually writing it. And other times I don't really know. I'm like, all right, well, we'll see where it goes. And I'm writing the song, and I don't even know if it's good until it's done. And I record it, and then the next day I come back and listen to it. And then I'm like, oh yeah, this is actually way better than I thought it was. So it really can be good. Also, it can work the other way around too, where I record the entire song. I'm like, this is so fire. I love it. It's amazing. And then 2 days later, I come back and listen to it. I'm like, this is terrible. That's so bad. I don't know why I thought this was good.
I was about to say,
so sometimes you're too close to it, right?
That's it. And it's exactly what you said, like when you're aware of it in the moment before it's done, exactly as you said, it gives that weight to it. And I completely relate to that. I had an experience recently where I'm trying now to write for other people. And so like, I've had songs where I'm like, oh, this would just be really good for this person. And then I leave it for a bit. And then I come back to this song thinking it wasn't for my sound at all. And I'm listening to the voice note. I'm like, oh, you know what? I really, really like this. I kind of want it for myself. And so, like, again, it's coming from that place where there wasn't the pressure on it to be this thing. And then, sometimes they have a little late bloomer, little delayed onset of it being the one.
Yeah, totally.
I relate to that, yeah.
What do you think like is the right thing for you guys? To have the right song out or to have an amount of songs out?
Oh, that's really interesting. I think that's a huge debate right now among a lot of songwriters is quantity or quality. And I think there's a balance. I think it's like you want your songs to be good, but there's a certain level of like you can't be too much of a perfectionist and never put anything out. Because, like you at some point you have to let the audience decide whether it's good or not. Yeah.
And I was thinking about this, like, you and me are at different places. Like, you're a lot further ahead than I am. So when talking about this, so like for me, I'm very much, nah, man, the numbers don't lie. Josh is a superstar, man. I don't know why I'm in this conversation. Anyway, I just wanted to say that I think depending on where you're at, like exactly as you're saying, that debate comes differently. Because I think for me right now, I kind of need to be, I don't know what it's like for you, Josh, but like for me, I'm very much like, things don't need to be this big thing because I haven't had the big thing yet. And so I kind of need to just show my discography, show my kind of worth as a songwriter, as an artist. Whereas I wonder, Josh, I don't know what it's like for you, but coming in with now, there's a bit of expectation, I guess, for you for songs to do. There's a bar, I guess, for you, which is a lot higher for you than it is for me. And And so I wonder for you personally, that debate between releasing songs compared to the right songs, I imagine has a different spin on it than it does for me as an artist, as a songwriter, because of where I'm at.
Yeah, there's definitely, I mean, I get what you're saying for sure. There's a certain pressure. Yeah, obviously I don't want to put out a song and have it go nowhere, because I've had songs that have done, okay. And so it's one of those things where it's like, oh, well, if I put this out and it doesn't go anywhere, then that's going to look bad. Right. Yeah. And I mean, it really shouldn't. It's a lot of pressure that I put on myself too. You know what I mean? It's, at the end of the day, I really should, be able to just put out what I love. And honestly, that's probably the best chance of those songs doing well as well. So it's been a process of, getting myself to realize that and be like, okay, just be you, release the music that you want to put out that you like the most. Because that's where the debate comes in. It's not so much like, is this good? It's, are other people going to like it?
Sure.
And is it going to follow what's popular and what people are into right now and other popular, like, do I compare? Whereas instead of looking at, okay, is this me? Is this something that I'm proud of and that, I really love and want to put out? And so I think especially it's been difficult for me with past releases, and in the next few songs that I have coming out, I've really, I think, reached a place where I'm closer to that place of, putting out stuff that I think is really me and really authentic and that I love. So I'm excited to see where it goes. It's definitely nerve-wracking and
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you. That's really, sorry. I just love I love your heart on that. I think that's exactly where we need to be as songwriters at whatever stage you're at. Like, exactly what you said. It's all about the process. Yeah, I love that. I'm excited for your next few releases to hear them, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, do you guys feel pressure, like, in terms of how tough is right now, like, the music industry? Because obviously we know that there is a lot of competition out there and everything, it is what it is, I guess, But for example, let's say that, like, you haven't released a song, like, on a while, Do you feel like the pressure of, like, having something, like, out there now, just because, like, sometimes, like, there is a little, like, insecurities or like on the audience, like, if they are obviously willing to wait to obviously until new song come out. That's what was my question before, because I think that for so many songwriters, they feel like the obligation to have something always out. For example, I remember that I was doing a panel for BBC Introducing and 2 years ago, and one artist was telling me that for him, like, the release, his actual catalog, it was to have one song, like, every week out. And I was, like, thinking, wow, wow. Like, wow. Yes. Wow. No, you know what? We had this guy as well, like, on the podcast,
Sure.
that is called George Bell, and he's from the UK. And he said that he was having a challenge to have released one new song every Friday during 2021. And that was something that he was, like, thinking, wow, like, good for you. You know what I mean? Good for you, but, like, but to have, honestly, I'm not joking, like, one song, I mean, you check it out, like, his name is George Bennett, a lovely guy, But there was a moment at the end of the interview that he was telling me, I'm not sure if I'm going to make it right at the end of 2021. I was, like, thinking, like, good, do you know what I mean? Like, good, like, because, like, to have 52 songs out, do you imagine that's a lot of songs out?
That's insane.
It's a lot. That would be a huge challenge. I mean, like, even for me, I mean, I guess it depends on, like, how much you're building out the production, how, particularly you're being about the mix and all that stuff. Because for me, I take my songs from start to finish. So I write them, I produce them, I also mix and master them. And to get that whole process done takes me more than a week. Wow. Especially because I also, have other, like, I have a job that I go to and, like, all these things. So it's I can see maybe if you could spend 16 hours a day on, making that happen every single day of the week. But at the end of the day, like, that's a lot of work to get done. I mean, kudos to your friend for doing that. It's extremely impressive.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a lot of work.
It comes back to your point earlier, talking about process, like, in terms of how much you're releasing, like, 16 hours, like, I love being able to create music, but I need that creative recharge where I go, like, part of that is going to do my other job. Part of that is doing nothing. Part of that is just having fun with, like, the songs I've already written. Yeah, if I was to release every week, I know that's not the question, but in terms of, like, how often we release, I think, again, to echo Josh, like, back to process, like, sometimes releases can be stressful because you're putting yourself on the line, largely in an online format, which is a lot more, for me anyway, stressful than compared to when I'm in a gig in a room. And so, yeah, I think it's all about finding a healthy pacing.
And I think, like, when you have a release, you have to make justice to the song. Like, I think that that's what it is, because I was thinking right now, you know, like, I think, like, every artist is a different world, which I respect that and I appreciate it, you know. But I feel like, for example, like, let's say that you work, like, hard on a song, and then, like, you're really planning to release another one in the following week. Kind of like, it's a little bit like a waste of time, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because you just, like, didn't make justice to that track, you know, because if you're already passing to the next one so quickly, I feel like you, if you wrote that track, like, you didn't let your work, like, to people to know it, because 1 week is impossible, you know, like, it's impossible to make that happen.
I think there's like pros and cons to both. Like, if you're doing a song every week, for example, there's going to be benefits to that. One being, you're not going to get hung up so much on, perfection, and which can be definitely a good exercise, right? And just writing a song, saying, you know, it is what it is. I'm going to put it out. I'm not going to worry too much about it, and then I'm going to put out another one. I definitely think that's a good exercise for sure, and could be a good way to go. For me, for example, my releases, it's going to be like, I work for a month on the song, and then I work for another month on the release strategy and the music video and all that stuff. And so then when I release the song, because I put so much time into the creation of both the song as well as the plan to put it out, I want to give it, you know, at least 6 weeks to 2 months to be there, so that I can really promote it and try and get it out to the world, and all those things, right? So it just totally depends. I think having shorter, going closer together with your releases, just means that there isn't going to be as much time spent on each release in the prep, as well as at post-release in the promotion. But it's going to allow you to release a lot more content, and therefore give you a lot more chances, say, for something to catch on. So it could work either way.
Yeah, and actually, I felt like I was thinking right now, you know, for example, like for an artist that is about to be discovered, and there's like, and for any independent artist, you know, I felt like the audience normally, like, when they recognize you because you are the person who sings, like, a specific track, I felt like time is needed, because I don't feel like if you release, my opinion, right, if you release so many songs at the same time, you know, like, I don't feel like you are giving a chance to the audience to recognize you, because, you know, like, when you shut down a track, for example, you know, and then you just like, oh, I heard that track, like, I just like, I'm gonna shut down who it is. Imagine that happens for so many. When you release so many tracks at the same time, you know what I mean? Like, you don't give time to yourself to be discovered, if that makes sense, you know? Because always, I think, like, I always say that there is a song that separates you from being unknown to the success. You know, always a song is like the one that is gonna bring you out there, you know, because that is the one that is gonna like be the one in your career. What do you think, guys? Like, I feel like time is needed, right?
Definitely.
Time is needed for to allow people to discover you, because, like, being discovered, like, I think, like, it's one of the things that is so hard nowadays, you know, like, it depends obviously of the platform that you might have, you know, and I feel like that, you know, I feel like it always is good to have, like, pattern, you know, of, like, on timing, you know, but allowing people to discover. Just one last question to end up this conversation, which, by the way, I really love it. I really love it, as always. What now in terms of, like, promotion, because I think the promotion is, like, the serious thing right now. What do you guys, like, feel like is good to put? Which way do you guys normally use to put your work out there? For example, I want to ask you, like, if you use let's say, traditional methods right now, like traditional methods like of like that everyone obviously is using a playlist and everything like that, and everything like that, or you always try to find like a different way of like promoting your music?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for example, like do you like? I think it's a little bit of both, right? Like I guess, like what do you think? Like what do you think? Like guys, is gonna be better to find out? I mean, I always think like that there is like ways and ways on promoting music. For example, like Josh, I think like he did like correct me if I'm wrong, Josh. A few weeks ago, you did like a Zoom call with a lot of your fans and followers, right? Like
cool, man.
Yeah, and that was quite cool. You know, like I think like it's like a different ways to connect, especially on times that we are living right now with all the pandemic and everything like that ongoing, you know. But for example, that way for me, like that way is a cool way to connect. You know, that is a cool way to connect. You know.
Yeah, it was something that I'd never done before too. It was a new experience for me, and I really liked it. It was kind of set up as like a live stream concert, but it was on Zoom, so I could also, it wasn't just me on the screen and then there was a chat like there is on, say, like YouTube live stream or Instagram live stream. It was more of like I could see the people that were there and talk to them and have conversations. They could ask me questions and I could actually like have a conversation with my fans that had showed up. So that's something that I thought was really cool. And I think, you know, a way that promotion is going in terms of, instead of, you know, the artist being up here and just sending information down, putting the artist in the middle, basically as part of the community, and actually, you know, continuing that conversation with the fan base. And I think, you know, I've read more and more articles about this and the fact that it's just so much more personal, more effective. And I thought it was really fun to give that a try. So yeah, there's definitely a blend of things, you know, there's traditional methods, like, playlists, and, you know, I mean, you could even try and pitch to radio and all of those things. It's getting definitely more difficult. And at the end of the day, what really matters is the connection with your true fans. Because if you get on a Spotify playlist and it gets you however many streams, even if it gets you 1 million streams, that's great. You have 1 million streams on your song. 1 million streams on Spotify doesn't really make you any money, first of all. And two, you're not going to get 1 million streams on the next song unless you get on that playlist again, which may or may not happen. So, and then all the people the 1 million streams of people that listen to the song on the playlist aren't necessarily, they don't know your name. They don't even probably know the name of the song because they had put it on in the background of something. They just put the playlist on. So really there's no value, or there's a very little value in that compared to building a core group of fans that will, one, come to your live show, two, buy your merch, and all those things that you can actually make a career out of, monetize. And also those are the people that are going to spread your name to more people, right? So in terms of marketing and promotion of the songs, I think, you know, we really need to focus on the building that connection with fans. And a lot of that is nowadays going to happen through social media.
I love that.
No, you're absolutely right, because I feel like for so many artists, they have the talent, but they don't have a plan. You know, they have the talent, but they don't. So they have the songs, they have the talent over there, but they don't have a plan. And having a plan is so important, because, like, okay, so you have the songs. Where are you gonna go right now? So that's obviously the question. So how are you gonna like make it your music, like, to make sure that it's exposed? Because I respect people that they want to be independent, on a way independent, that like, okay, I am gonna stay on this stage in my career, and I'm happy with that. Okay, it's respectable, you know, like, I respect it. But at the end of the day, like, what everyone wants is to be developed, you know, like to grow, and, you know, and see how far you can reach, you know, like how far you can reach on your career, you know. But I feel like what Josh was saying was absolutely right, you know. And actually, like, I applaud you for like that initiative, because for me, like, the way that you did that live stream, that's an original way to obviously to connect with your fans, you know, like, and promote your song, promote your music, you know. I think that was fantastic. Anyway, guys, wow, like, I was expecting like to do this like that, but I feel we've been talking for half an hour. That's a good sign.
Hey, we always go overtime, Miguel.
Yes, I don't know what happened with you.
every time I talk to you, we go way longer than you said we were going to go. And it's great. I love it.
But honestly, this is so unpredictable. You know what I mean? Because I feel so good myself. That like chatting. You know that like then I just realized time. It's like 28 minutes. I was like, bloody hell.
Oh yeah.
Right, guys. Thank you so much for being there, Josh. I will speak to you soon. Right, and yes, let me
thank you so much.
We're gonna continue with the show right now. And we're gonna keep with the episode of the Nation podcast. All right. Speak to you soon, Josh. Take care. And it's time to receive to our first guest, who is a guy from Denver. That he is an indie singer-songwriter. That he's coming to the show to present his brand new single that is called Cooler. Please welcome AJ Smith. AJ, how are you, man?
I'm so good. I'm really excited to be here, especially for the season premiere. Feel super excited for that. Thank you so much for having me. How are you, Miguel?
I'm really good. Like actually, like this is our little studio here in London, and it's actually like a pleasure to have you here on the show.
Oh,
so you are presenting a new single, right? Cooler.
Yes, Cooler. October 8th dropped, and yeah, just super excited for that song to be out into the world. We shot an awesome music video for it that was so much fun to shoot, and yeah, just really excited.
What does it mean for you, this song?
So this song I wrote about, those first date jitters. If you're meeting somebody new, and honestly, it's not even just about dates. It can be friends or just somebody in the business or whatever it is, and you're always like, oh gosh, I hope they like me. Did I just put my foot in my mouth by saying that weird joke that maybe they didn't laugh? And so all of those things and sort of insecurities when you're meeting somebody new and just wanting to be liked and wanting people to think that you're cool, and sort of eventually learning, hey, you know what? If I'm myself, the people that I'm meant to get along with will get along. And so that's sort of the journey that the song goes on, but it's cute.
Yeah. When did you write the track? Like, when did you feel like this track, it was like one of your songs? Like, when was the moment that you decided to write a track like Cooler?
Yeah. So, I mean, I was actually, I co-wrote this one with some friends of mine before COVID even, in Canada, up in Halifax. I was visiting a friend of mine. He's a great songwriter, Jensen Vaughn. And we were having a good time and kind of just, we'd written a couple of songs which were epic and awesome. And then we kind of were just sitting there and I was drinking some tea and he kind of just going like, you know how funny it would be to have a lyric to open a song about like, oh, I was sitting there drinking my tea. And I was like, yeah, well, if I have coffee too late in the day, I get all jittery and, and that kind of stuff. And so we made that the opening line of the song. As I'm sipping on my honey ginger green tea because when I drink coffee, I get jittery. And that just kind of turned into us talking about, oh, this was my experience going on my first date with my then girlfriend, and then when we locked in sonically with the track. It all kind of poured out super naturally. Honestly, the demo that we did of that song already sounded like a finished product, just because I think it was one of those rare songs where it just pours out and within a couple hours you have a finished song, which almost never happens, but that's how it felt.
Yeah. And AJ, tell me a little bit more about what's the plan for this like last quarter of like 2021? Because obviously Cooler comes out. Have you making plans for any tours, any dates for 2022 already? Can we expect like shows live from you?
Yes. So that's something that we're working on. I had a little mini tour scheduled for October. And so we played some shows at the beginning of October. And then next year we're already planning, I don't have the cities yet. We're working with my team in order to plan those shows. But I mean, I'm just so grateful for live music to be back. I had an opportunity to potentially open for Billy Joel because I released a song called Billy Joel during COVID, and he heard it and he really liked it and he asked me to open for him. So now it's just a matter of trying to line up those schedules, and a lot of people aren't using opening acts right now just because of COVID. But hopefully we'd make that happen. That would be so cool.
I mean, what an honor to do that for Billy Joel, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, even if it just doesn't happen because logistically the schedules don't line up or whatever, just the fact that now we're in contact and we kind of keep in touch is a beautiful, amazing, wonderful thing.
Do you know what? Like, I think like one of the things that I was born in 1984, you know what I mean? So I'm actually like, I managed to admire, like the music from the from that era. You know what I mean? I think like who doesn't remind like songs like Uptown Girl, you know, by Billy Joel. You know what I mean? I think like that's incredible. You know, I think like that's cool. That's really, really cool. And actually like just want to say congratulations that you even like, you know, that had that opportunity, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Amazing.
I mean, I was super inspired by his music, by Queen, by a lot of different artists from sort of these earlier eras that have been super influential for me, and I'm trying to take some of that into the next generation.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about for a little bit for another song that you released like a few months ago. That I think like the title of the song, it's very you know, like a hot topic at the moment, which is obviously double backs. You know?
Yes.
I think like it's obviously very great that you made a song about it, you know, because it's something that like I'm not sure like if like the idea was like to for self-awareness of obviously like how important it is obviously to get the vaccine and everything, you know. But I'm very, very, very curious to ask you, when did you actually like got the idea for the song? Because and how do you feel like you just like want to like write a song like Double Vaxxed?
Yeah, sure. So I mean, a big part of writing Double Vaxxed was I was writing songs for TikTok and parodies, and at the beginning of the pandemic, my fiance and we wrote some musical theater parodies because she's a Broadway actress, and that was just kind of a way to bring about some joy and some laughs for an otherwise pretty tough situation for a lot of people. And then it came time for, you know, we were getting up to a certain limit in vaccination rate, and especially I mean, in the US, it's very polarizing. It's sort of a 50-50 split on who wants to get vaccinated and who doesn't. After just our political climate over the last couple of years, when at the end of the day, it's just a public health issue. You know, people just we need to get this done, so then that way all of the things that we've been missing out on can come back in full force. And so, you know, I kind of wrote it a little bit as a joke, tongue in cheek, saying like, it's a song about dating and the pandemic. And, you know, do you even want to go on a date with somebody who's not double vaxxed? Like, hey, I think you're cute, but like, I gotta know, are you double vaxxed or not? Because like, otherwise we can't meet up. And I thought that was kind of just a funny commentary on what dating is like now. But then also sort of on a more serious note, like, come on, let's just, yeah, it's fun and it's catchy, but like, let's just get this done. So then that way I can get back out on the road. And so to a certain extent, putting that song out, I didn't expect it to blow up or anything like that, because it was, you know, just a more of like a social commentary. And it did pretty well actually. And, but it was sort of a metaphorical turning of the page moment for me, saying, okay, I got my shots. I'm ready to get back out on the road and tour. Everybody else, you do this so I can come and see you in person. And I'm going to start putting out my other songs like Cooler and other future music that's going to be coming out in 2022 next. But like, before any of this can happen, we have to get vaccinated.
Of course, especially if you want to like enjoy live shows, right?
Yeah.
Exactly, which is the main thing, right? Live music, like obviously the concerts, and obviously bring back the live music, which is like our life, you know, like, I mean, for so many people, you know. So I think like one of the things about that song is that obviously it's a hot topic, and I'm pretty sure that so many people, they ask you about it, right? That they ask you about potentially the same question like as myself, you know. And I think like it's a song that you know, like it's a great song, by the way, like especially for the lyrics that you wrote on the track. But I think like it's a song that you will. My personal opinion, you will still getting like attention from people, you know, like because it's been always like a hot topic, you know.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's almost kind of like my way of saying, hey, if you're buying a ticket to my show, you go and you check me out on Spotify, you know that the environment that the show is going to be in is going to be safe just because this one song that I put out. Right. And so hopefully it gives, it's a hot topic. People ask me about it, but like, for me, I'm kind of like, so what? You know, I was just in Italy for a week, and they're at like a 70% vaccination rate, and which is amazing compared to, I mean, obviously, you know, the US.
I think like there will be a moment that I mean, potentially, I hope so, you know, like the vaccination rates will be so high that they will be, do you know what I mean? Like everyone it will not be like a hot topic anymore. You know what I mean? I think like hopefully, that's what we want. Like I think so. But but it's fantastic. Let me come back to Cooler, which is your new single that it's already out. I have to say, by the way, that I love the visuals. I love like the aesthetics of the cover, like the visuals, the colors, and everything that you do on the song. After Cooler, I just want to ask you, what is next? Because do you have like any EP on the works, like any future release? Tell me a little bit more about it.
100%. So I've actually already shot a music video for another song that we'll be putting out after Cooler, and that one is very, very cool. That one we shot in a Bridgerton. Have you seen that TV show Bridgerton on Netflix? Yeah, we shot it in those kind of era clothes, which is super fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really neat.
Wow!
And I've written enough songs I've basically come up with a full album of songs, and it's just a matter of what does our release schedule kind of look like, and I'm working with my team on that. I am indie. I'm not signed to a label right now, which is amazing because it offers so much flexibility and freedom when it comes to being able to release your music. But I do still have my team members who are looking out for me and trying to make sure that we do things right. And we get my music out there in the best way possible, so then that way it can reach as many people as possible. And so we work together on that, my management team and all of that.
Amazing. And that new song that you just shoot the music video, can we expect that song before the end of the year?
Before the end of 2021, I'm not sure. I want to, but we might end up waiting, depending on how Cooler is doing. We might just ride Cooler until the end of the year and then start dropping a whole bunch of music in 2022.
You know what? I was thinking and to be honest with you, it's October. The next month is already pre-Christmas.
Exactly. And I wrote a Christmas song, but I think I'm going to put it out next Christmas. Because I was like, hey, I went to my team and I was like, I wrote a Christmas song, and they were like, oh, this is really great. But, we needed a Christmas song back in April so that we could have pitched it to all the TV shows and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, in April?
Have you released any Christmas song before, like previous years? Was the first time that you have a Christmas song?
Yeah, it's the first time that I'll have had one. So it's called Snow Day. It's really cute. It's fun. But I guess people will have to wait till 2022 for that one.
Well, do you know what? We have here on the show so many artists. For example, one of them was Tyler Shaw from Canada, that he basically was telling me that writing Christmas song makes him so relaxed, releasing music like that. He said that one of his favorite things to do as a songwriter is to write Christmas song.
Really? Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, I mean, Christmas,
Yeah, I mean, I love the season. It's weird to try to write one of those songs in July. Yeah. I think maybe what I'll try to do is this December I'll try to write 4 or 5 while I'm feeling the spirit, and then we'll just pick the best one between that and my other one that I've already written.
Exactly. Imagine, especially for people that they are on the coast, you know what I mean, with the sun, and the beach, and I'll say Merry Christmas, It's just it's a little bit awkward, right?
I want to be feeling the spirit.
Of course. That is the thing. Right. AJ, man, thank you so much for being on the B Nation podcast. And what can I say, man? Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. This was super awesome. Love the studio. It looks amazing. And yeah. So hopefully I'll get to come and play a show in the UK.
Check me out, hey, look, we've been flirting for a minute. You deserve more than a FaceTime. Wanna get that face to face with you for a moment or two. Come on, we could hit the place that just reopened on the corner of the quarter. You said you've been missing it since they had to close last June. Hey, well, let's pull through. But before I go and get attached, don't break my heart, I have to ask. It's been over a month now since we met, and I wanna see you out without your mask. So are you double fast? pushing J&J just to know you play it safe. I can tell you my real name, cause I know you're not insane. Hey. Oh, I'll be yearning for it if you say you're coming down and burning like a fire. If you got that fire running through your veins, here's the bottom of my face. But before I go and get attached, don't break my heart, you know I have to ask. It's been over a month now since we met, and I wanna see you out without your mask. So are you double fast? Are you double fast? Check me out, I'm double. Music at the beach, live at the ocean, go downtown, margaritas in the open, dance up close, all our friends. It'd be good, yeah, it'd be splendid. Adios to this pandemic. But before I go and get attached, don't break my heart, you know I have to ask. Are you double fast? Are you double fast? Check me out, I'm double fast.
So that's it. That's everything that we have to offer you on the premiere episode of the B Nation podcast, on this episode that is called The Six. I hope that you enjoy the content. We have MERCI, we have AJ Smith, and we have that fantastic chat with Tom Featherstone and Josh Bogert. And remember that this Friday we have the second premiere back in the studio of the B Nation podcast, and that's gonna be audio only, but not for a long time, let me tell you. Where we're gonna launch our playlist, The Sound of the Six, hashtag The Sound of the Six, and we're gonna have the first 6 artists of that playlist on the show. We're gonna have Ben Provincial, Liam O'Brien, Timmy Comerford, Noble, C Magic 5, and YBR on the show. So please don't miss it. Remember, this Friday on the second premiere of the B Nation podcast. We listen to the production of the show. Laura is part of the team, and my name is Miguel. Thank you for watching this episode of the B Nation podcast. And remember, this Friday, more. Stay safe, all the best. Ciao, ciao.